When Ryan Halbrook moved into Oakview Meadows, he believed he'd found paradise-clean sidewalks, trimmed lawns, and smiling neighbors waving from their driveways. For the first few weeks, everything felt perfect. That illusion shattered when he found his first HOA notice pinned to his mailbox. Trash cans visible from the street. $150 fine. Ryan stared at it, confused. He had left the cans out for less than an hour. He shrugged it off until the next day brought another notice, this time for his grass being slightly uneven. Within a month, Ryan owed over $1,200 in fines for petty issues. The HOA president, Geraldine Mott, was relentless. Her favorite line, "Rules are rules." Ryan realized paradise came with a price, and it was rising by the day. Ryan tried to comply. He measured his grass with a ruler, hid his trash cans behind bushes, and repainted his mailbox twice. Yet the notices kept coming. Driveway too dusty. Mailbox post not uniform shade. Lawn edge 1 inch too long. The fines multiplied daily. When he requested a meeting with the HOA board, Geraldine smirked. "You can file an appeal, but fines continue until the hearing." Ryan's frustration boiled over. He started documenting everything: photos, timestamps, letters. Still, the board ignored him. One evening, as he was trimming his lawn for the 4th time that week, a neighbor whispered, "Geraldine's son runs the maintenance company that gets the HOA's repair contracts." It hit Ryan this wasn't about community standards. It was about profit. Ryan decided to play their game, but smarter. He read the HOA bylaws line by line and discovered something crucial. Every fine required a physical inspection by at least 2 board members within 24 hours. Yet all his notices were signed only by Geraldine. That meant dozens of fines were invalid. Instead of fighting directly, Ryan began planting evidence. He set up motion sensor cameras facing his property and recorded every inspection. Days later, footage showed Geraldine sneaking around his yard alone, snapping photos at night. Ryan smiled for the first time in weeks. The next morning, he received another fine, this one for improper lighting. He didn't argue. He simply replied with a certified letter demanding an audit of all HOA fines over the past 6 months. The clock had started ticking for them. Knowing the board wouldn't respond, Ryan got creative. He launched a small website called Oakview Truth. Using public records, he exposed how the HOA's maintenance contracts, landscaping deals, and even street repairs are all signed by companies owned by Geraldine's family. He uploaded footage of her inspecting yards at midnight, including his own. Within days, the site spread through the neighborhood like wildfire. Homeowners who had stayed silent now realized they too were being overcharged. Geraldine tried to shut the site down, claiming it was defamatory, but the damage was done. Ryan had struck a nerve. He printed out a copy of the bylaws and mailed one to every resident with violations highlighted in red, this time against the HOA itself. Geraldine was furious. She called an emergency board meeting and accused Ryan of slander and privacy invasion. The HOA issued him a cease and desist letter and escalated his fines to $500 per day. Ryan laughed. "Let them pile up," he told his friend Maya, another neighbor who had suffered similar fines. Together, they created a community petition demanding an independent audit. Soon, signatures filled every line. Reporters showed up. Cameras rolled. Geraldine's polished smile faltered under the spotlight. But behind closed doors, the board voted to revoke Ryan's community privileges, pool access, parking permits, even his voting rights. They wanted to make him disappear quietly. Ryan, however, wasn't done. Maya leaked the HOA's financial statements, revealing that over $120,000 in fine collections had been funneled to Geraldine's son's company. Ryan compiled the documents and sent them to the county ethics office. A week later, investigators arrived at Oakview Meadows with warrants. Residents gathered on sidewalks as officers carried out boxes of records from the HOA office. Geraldine was questioned on the spot, her confident posture cracking under pressure. That night, Ryan received an anonymous message on his door. "You've started something you can't control." His cameras later caught a shadowy figure slashing his garden lights. The war was far from over. Months later, Oakview Meadows held a vote to dissolve the existing HOA board. Geraldine resigned for health reasons, and the community celebrated Ryan as a hero. Yet as peace returned, something bothered him. One morning, he received a letter from the county clerk's office confirming that several of his fines, though invalid, had been formally recorded as property liens. Someone had filed them days before Geraldine's resignation. His house couldn't be sold without paying over $30,000 in penalties. The signature on the form wasn't Geraldine's, it was Maya's. When Ryan confronted her, she didn't deny it. "You were right about the corruption," she said coldly. "But you forgot one thing: power never disappears. It just changes hands." The next day, a new notice appeared on Ryan's mailbox. Grass exceeds community standard by 1.5 inches. Fine, $250.